Today on Saturday Stockman Stampede, an open tag started by Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. I have a very special knife to show you. This is one of the new queens. Not just any queen. This is a United States of America made queen. Yes, they moved the production back to the US. And this is natural stag. And this knife is just beautiful. Check out the fit and finish on it. You don't see gaps in this. There might be, if I can capture it, right in here, just the slightest, you know what, I don't even see it now. When I first opened this knife, when I started using it, I saw just between the brass liner and the spring, just the slightest crack. But I've cleaned this knife out. I've used my knife cleaner and flush and worked this, and now I don't see it anymore. So it's quite possible there was just a little bit of crud between the spring and the liner, and it was holding it apart just a hair. But that is gone now. But this knife is just beautifully made. Look at the stag. You can see how the shield is set in there. Everything is flush. It's just done right. Let's take a look at some of the blades. Here's the main blade, which measures 2 7/8 of an inch. Let me give you a closer look at it. Right there you can see 1095 carbon steel, Queen Cutlery number 9. There you can see the USA. Just a beautiful blade. If you look closely, you can already see it's starting to get some of the tieners, so it's verified that's carbon steel. I used this knife to cut up some sausage this morning, and it got some really nice blue hues on it. These blades can change really fast. But I'll tell you, this stag is just amazing. This is a really good example, very well put together knife. Didn't have much snap when I first got it. It had not too much garbage in it. A lot of these knives, especially Case and Rough Rider, have a lot of junk that comes out of the pivots when you use the cleaner and flush on them. This one, not too much came out, just a little tiny bit. It was very clean, which I'm impressed with. Now let's open up the sheep's foot blade. A sheep's foot blade is 2 1/16 inches long. Has no markings on the tang. I'm not sure how much of the snap that you can hear because I'm wearing a lapel. And then here's the spay blade, which is 2 inches even. So then the next question is, who makes this knife? Smoky Mountain Knife Works bought out Queen's name when they went out of business. And after that, they moved production over to China. They used the same factory that they used to make Rough Rider knives. So if you bought a new Queen, what you actually got was the equivalent of a Rough Rider with different marking. So when they move it back to the US, they had to use some existing US manufacturer. This isn't a new company that started up. I'm pretty sure Bear & Son is making these knives. Now, I want to show you by comparison two other Bear & Son Stockmans that are of the same size. Now you tell me, you look at the serpentine shape, you look at the shape of the bolsters, you look at the height, they're all the exact same length. They all measure exactly 3 13/16 inches long. All three of those are the same knife, made by the same company. Shield location, different size, but the location is the same. Let's take a look at some of the blades and compare them. Okay, you be the judge of that. What do you think? Are they the same blade or not? Look at the shape and the size of the tang. Look at the lines of the blade. Yes, there's a different nail nick. And here you can get a close-up and you can see those bolsters. Now another thing, you'll see this is done poorly here on the shield, but you'll see it says Carbon 4th Collection or 4th Carbon Collection. These Baron Sons are 1095. So I know Baron Son does 1095. The blades are shaped identical. The tangs are shaped identical. The frame of the knife is shaped identical. The bolsters are identical. I'm pretty sure that's the maker. Let's look at one of the other blades. Okay, let's take out the sheep's foot blade. What's that look like? Same thing. You can see the bolsters look identical. The blades look identical. This one may be ground a little more, may not be quite as tall as the other two, and the nail nick is different. But specifically, look at the tang, even here, and then the angle. Everything is done just about exactly the same. Now let's compare the spade blades. Okay, let me line these up. That gives you another look at the bolsters, and you'll see the exact same downward angle of the blade. Now, a lot of these Stockmans with a serpentine type frame do have that downward cant of the spade blade, but these three are all the exact same angle as each other. So all these things combined, look at the pin placement. Everything looks identical. I would say with 99% certainty that the new USA made queens are manufactured by Baron Son. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Let's look at the length of these knives. Let me flip it over so we have the, let's put the shields matching. Give you a close-up. I think they're the same knife. Regardless, these are done just absolutely beautiful. This is well worth picking up. They also had this in the Trapper, and I would have got the Trapper, but they were out of stock. So I'll have to wait and see if they ever come back in stock. But I did grab this one because I love the 4-inch Stockman size. They're just big enough. They sit in the middle of a medium Stockman and a regular equivalent to a 75 pattern. And they're just the perfect size to carry as a secondary knife, as a companion knife to a modern. These are just beautiful. If you like natural materials, especially Stag, I would highly advise picking one of these up before they're gone. These were, I think, about $93, so they're not cheap, but if you can afford one, go pick it up. These things are beautiful. And one other thing I will tell you about it, if this is a Baron Son, they have seriously stepped up the quality of their production. This knife is just built beautifully. It's in a whole different class than these two. These two are great users. This is a spectacular piece. I don't know if it's just my example or if they're all going to be like this, but this is well worth the money. Not only do you get Stag, you get a very usable knife. You get a great knife in carbon steel that'll patina, and change as you use it every day. It's a lot of fun, and it's the perfect size if you like to carry a traditional as a companion knife. We'll see you on the next one.